Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Five Love podcast. My name is Lindell Pascal, and I get to be the guest host today. And guess who's my guest? The creator and founder of the Five Love podcast, the big host himself, Joel. So I'm gonna let Joel just introduce himself a little bit as you don't already know him. But hey, man, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Lindell. I am excited to be a guest on the Five Love podcast. I heard so many great things about this show, and I'm just really honored to be here.
The reviews are off the chain, and by the time this drops, I think we're beginning grass season. I think by the time this drops, we'll be out of grass season. It'll be done because
Well,
grass season.
well, that's why I'm wearing white. I'm wearing white today,
Oh,
and
nice.
I have Serena in the background.
There you
Yes.
go.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
we are in grass season currently. So yeah,
Yes, the
yes.
very brief grass season because it will die soon. So we will just take it all in and just have a good time. So, as part of the Five Love podcast, our special thing we love to do to our guests, we want to hear your hot take. What is going on? What do you think at the top of your mind is this is the thing that people want to hear? What's your hot take?
I have a statement prepared.
Oof.
It's a
Okay,
very short statement, but I'm prepared to back it up with a little bit of statistics if it comes to that, right? So here's my statement.
let's hear it.
Oh, did I write my statement down? Okay, yeah, I did. Here it is. So my hot take is Roger Federer cannot be higher than number three when we are ranking the big three. I'm going to repeat that. Roger Federer cannot be higher than number three when
Okay.
we're ranking the big three. Boom.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take. It's a controversial take. It definitely is. Wow. Since you did your research, right? You're gonna fight those flat earthers out there. You tell them. Hey, give us give us those stats.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the stats are well known, but let me start off by
Right.
saying that, okay, first of all, Roger Federer is one of my favorite players. My favorite player is Rafael Nadal,
I
number
hope he is
one.
giving you some royalties from the free sponsorship he's been getting on the pod.
Rafa is number one. Rafa is my favorite player. But
Right, right.
hear this. Rafa is my favorite player, but he is
Yeah.
not the greatest of all time.
Number two.
And that is what I want the Roger Federer fans to be able to see. Because I think that now that Novak has 24 slams and he's won every single thing, there is no way, mathematically or otherwise, you can make the argument that anyone is greater than Novak, whether you like him or not. He is the
I
greatest,
agree.
hands down.
I agree.
Now, let's backtrack a bit. When Roger had passed Pete and he got to 15 slams because Pete had 14, Roger was the greatest of all time. Just by the fact that he had the most slams. Roger
Right.
got 15, 16, 17, 18, and Rafa and Novak were always chasing him.
Right.
And Roger was the greatest because he had the most slams. But
Right.
the moment that Rafa passed Roger, all of a sudden, oh no, it's not about number of slams. It's about impact. It's about this. It's about that. So they just changed the metric, right?
Yeah.
And what pisses me off even more, and bear in mind, I do love Roger Federer. Like I said before, he's my second favorite, right? What
Right.
pisses me off even more is that they would admit that Novak is the GOAT because he has the most numbers, but then
Right.
they would want to put Roger as number two, even though Rafa has more numbers than Roger
Yeah.
does. You get
Yeah.
where I'm going with this?
No. I agree with you 100%.
So I think it's fair to say that XYZ person is my favorite player.
Right.
And just because someone is your favorite player, it doesn't mean that they are the greatest. Now, also, if they're not the greatest, it's fine. Greatest is subjective. I
It
can
is.
see that as well. But I think we're going based on numbers. And so if we're going based on numbers, then Novak is number one, Rafa is number two, and then Roger would be number three. And that's my hot take.
It's a hot take. It is. It is.
It is
It's
a hot take.
it's hot.
Yeah.
The take is burning.
Mm.
I would say I gotta agree with it. I gotta agree with
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a big Novak guy. Never have been,
Yeah.
but you gotta admit that the numbers are the numbers, the facts are the facts.
Yes.
He's won everything more than once.
Yep.
And then he finally got his gold medal. Then you're like, well, then he won tennis. You know what I mean?
And
And
let me see one more thing. Sorry.
yeah,
Both Rafa and Novak lead their head-to-head against Roger by
they
leaps and
do.
bounds.
That's true.
The
That is true.
margin between now Novak leads his head-to-head between him and Rafa as well, but it's a lot of a smaller margin. I think it's like 32 to
Right.
30 or something like that. Right.
Right.
So how can you tell me that the guy who you want to put as the greatest can't even
Yeah.
be like can't even,
The
have a
other two in the big three. Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not hating on Roger in any way.
It's
I'm
not
just
a Roger hating statement.
yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not. It's level setting what we have decided was the
The metric.
line
If that
and
was the
the
metric,
metric that
yes,
defined greatness, and they
yes,
changed the formula.
yes,
And the line's gonna change because who knows? At the pace Sinner and Alcaraz are moving, they may get there. You
yes.
know, and then they're gonna change the line. And then what are you gonna say? Well, Novak had to play the big
Mhm,
three. And then
mhm.
people are gonna always find ways to
Yeah.
change. So objectively, if we're going by numbers, if we're going by Masters 1000 slams, consistency across
Yeah.
surfaces, it is what it is. Roger Bale, he won one French Open. Not playing
You
on
know what?
clay.
Okay. I think this could be a great episode because there's so much to discuss here.
Sure.
Yeah, we could just go on this.
Yeah, no, we could. But we have to stop ourselves, exercise some restraint because we have the my favorite segment, which the blind rankings. We decided on the last time I got to be a guest on this pod, which was a ton of fun,
Yeah.
that we really need to dive into the scars that you have been really struggling through and holding on
Oh my
about
God.
our boy Patrick Mouratoglou,
Is
right?
is Dr. Phil gonna come out or
Murat,
something?
yes, this is oh gosh, I mean Dr. Phil, scammer. We're just talking scammers today. So for those who don't know about Patrick Mouratoglou, I just wanted to share a little bit for our, captive audience, who I'm sure are very tennis intuitive people, but just in case there might be somebody be like, what is our deal against our boy Patrick? Patty, you know? So just a little bit of background on our guy Patrick, right? He is known as a celebrity coach, primarily to Serena Williams. That's where he really hit that big spotlight. His path to coaching, he actually wanted to be a pro. From a young age, he showed some level of talent, and then his parents were like, "No, you need tennis is not safe. It's not secure." Even though his dad had a net worth of almost $1 billion, his dad was a billionaire
You
essentially.
did your research. I feel like I'm
I
so
did.
unprepared for this.
His dad was a billionaire. He was a green energy tycoon. And they're like, you got to go into a family business because tennis is not going to pay. And we're going to cut you off. You think you're going to be on tour and we're just cashing checks for you to stay at hotels and what? We're not doing that. So, like, you got to get in business. So he was heartbroken, apparently, part of his story. I'm sure it's in his book. And that's when he dove into the business end of things. He was mentored by another tennis, expert, and then he started his own luxury academy, and in France, and then continued to expand in Dubai and other places. Why do we critique him, right? He's built up this real big celebrity and understanding of like this is like the coach's coach, he's the guy. uh, People are questioning his self promotion versus his skills. He's more of a look at me coach, some people might say. Some of the skepticism is that the players that he's had under his coaching were probably already good before he took them. Did he really add? Did he take away? We don't know. I mean, we do know that's why part of the discussion is. Um, and then the real question comes down to, is he a tactical mastermind or just a genius at buying into greatness? So that's going to influence a little bit of our discussions today, and that's going to influence the blind rankings. I intentionally did not include the players he coached because that's what we are going to do today.
Okay, I was wondering where this was gonna go because I didn't know beforehand exactly how
I know.
it's
I
so
left it out of the pre-call meeting,
yes.
So the podcast prep meeting, I said I'm gonna take this out because I want to surprise you on this. All right, so
Surprise.
Surprise. So, in our overall belief, I think you and I share the same perspective. We think he is more of a look at me coach, influencer type. Probably hasn't done any real serious coaching. He's never actually played seriously. So we want to discuss today in our blind ranking Patrick's negative coaching impact.
Oh
Whose
my,
career would you say was most impacted negatively
oh my God.
under Patrick's
Oh my
coaching?
God. Okay. I,
Are, are we gonna get
oh my God. I love
are we gonna get
this.
canceled? We're
I'm
keeping it
sorry. I
real.
was laughing too much. What did you say?
We're just a couple of friends just talking tennis, man. Do you think we're gonna get canceled? I don't know. We'll
Oh
see.
my
But
God. Yeah.
maybe there's some Patrick stands out there. Love you guys, but this is just tennis talk.
Okay. Okay.
So the nominees for whose career most negatively impacted by Patrick.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Okay. So I'm
And I
going.
need you to blind rank them
Yeah.
as your format is.
Yeah.
And then I'll share mine, and then we'll talk through it. Sounds
Yeah.
good?
Yeah. So let
All
me
right.
let me get my pen ready. Okay. I am ready. Okay.
Perfect. So I'm gonna let you just rank them first,
Yeah.
1 through 5, not even telling me why.
Okay. Okay.
All
Okay.
right? Then I'll tell you mine, and then we'll go back and forth why we chose.
Okay. Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All
Do,
right.
do, but do I tell you where I'm putting what?
Yes. Tell
Oh,
me where you're putting what.
got it.
Actually, no. I want it to happen organically, where we compare 5, 4, 3, 2, 1
Oh,
together, and
okay. Okay. So you just tell me and I make my
I'm telling
selection.
you, and you put in the number.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready.
All
Okay.
right. First person I have on this list,
Yeah.
Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Okay. CC pass. Okay. Okay. I'm ready for the next one. I've put Stephanos down already.
Serena Williams.
Oh, okay. I'm ready for the next one. I have her on my list.
Naomi Osaka.
That's a very interesting one, and I can't wait for us to discuss this.
Yeah.
Uh, mm, okay, I will say, and this is part of my therapy too, you know.
We're working through it. It's exposure therapy. We're gonna talk it through. I'm exposing
Okay,
you to the
okay.
harshness. Ready? All
So
right.
I will say, okay,
Don't
yes,
tell me.
I'm
All
ready.
right. All right. Next, Simona Halep.
Oh my God, okay, yeah, definitely. I know where to put her. I'm ready. One more to go.
Last one, Holger Rune.
Okay. You know what? I'm really happy with how I ranked this, and I'm so excited to see how you ranked yours as well. Let's go.
All right, let's go. All
Yeah.
right, let's start with number 5. Who do you have?
I have CC Pass.
Interesting. Okay, tell me why.
So I have CC Pass because CC Pass, Patrick was never his official coach, much like
Yeah,
Coco. They trained
right.
at his academy, they used his facilities, but he was never the head coach. So he would have
Mm,
maybe been a mentor more so than a coach.
mm,
Sissipas doesn't have much success in terms of
mm.
winning Grand Slams. No, I'm not shitting on Sissipas in any way. He's a great tennis player,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna I'm gonna chalk up his lack of success to being associated with Patrick.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I think I mean I like that. My 5 was Holger.
Okay.
I think I agree with your Chichipas point where like his dad definitely is the
Mhm.
primary and their interactions, there's no way this guy was really gonna win 7 matches in a row to win a slam with his dad just chirping at him.
Yeah.
But Patrick's whole influence being kind of tacked on to him and us the association of it, I could see where you would put him as 5.
Yeah.
Holger, I think in a similar boat, and I did like my own kind of like thoughts on it. Holger even made these comments. He said he considered Patrick as uncommitted.
Mm.
He almost felt like he was alone. Patrick would only be there for small increments. He's
Hmm.
almost just like vibes. His quote on the Netflix Breakpoint said, "Sometimes I'm thinking, why are you here actually?
Yeah.
I don't hire people just to sit here."
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, all right, I could see that. But 5, okay, I agree with your 5. I like it. Number 4.
But I'm gonna guess we have the reverse because I have Holger Runa as number 4.
We have the reverse. We
Yeah.
have the reverse.
I
The
have
big money's in the top 3, I think.
yeah,
So I think we
yeah,
have the
yeah.
reverse.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Um, and for similar reasons, I think 4 and 5 could be interchangeable
Yeah,
for the
basically, yeah.
reasons we both
Yeah.
discussed,
And
right?
I'm also gonna say I'm gonna tack on the fact that Hogger never won a slam because he's associated with Patrick. So.
And you laughed when I was like, let's talk about people who are negatively impacted. You were right. All right.
Right.
Who did you have as your three?
Okay. I'm hoping you agree with me here. And number 3 is Naomi Osaka.
Agreed.
Oh, you have
Same.
Naomi Osaka as well?
Same. Yes.
Okay, good.
What are your reasons?
Great minds think alike. With Naomi, there wasn't as big a scandal while she was with Patrick as
Right.
the other two.
Mm-hmm.
She was with him for a very short period of time, from like September 2024 to July 2025.
Right.
However,
Mm-hmm.
during that period of time, she didn't win many titles. She
Right.
didn't win any slams, and she was injured twice, 2 serious injuries. I think once was her back, and then the other time was her abdomen. And
Right.
so I am also going to attribute those injuries to her being associated with Patrick.
I mean, his multi-million-dollar, Mouratoglou Academy could not help with those. I mean,
No.
it's insane. I think I agree with you for similar reasons. She really didn't get past the second round in many of the tournaments she participated in, and part of it attributed to her getting back on tour. That's why I would say she was number 3 for me, though, is that you're getting back on tour, you need momentum, and you need like a serious coach. That was where I feel the impact negatively affected her, but she went with him and she got worse. Every
Yeah.
tournament, she kept getting worse.
Yeah.
And he was the wrong coach to bring somebody back out of their return to tennis, out of, trying to get back into tennis fitness, confidence. He was the wrong one. Just because he'd walk with your bag down the entryway, like no other coach does that. He's walking with them down the hallways before they go onto the court.
But
Like
you know why he does that, right?
it's for that attention. Again, it's a
Yeah.
showmanship.
He's the show pony. He wants to be seen.
He
Yeah.
wants to be seen.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like when, you have like, I think of like Sister Act 2, right? Those kids, Whoopi was on them. She was riding them hard to make it to this choir competition. And they get there, and Whoopi's in the front taking all the attention to herself. Those kids work so hard. Patrick is
Never
Whoopi.
thought of it that way, but I could see what
She
you
is up there.
mean.
She's doing all this.
Yeah, doing the
Whoopi,
choreography.
let
Yeah,
the kids sing.
yeah.
Patrick, let the players play. Don't make it about you.
Yeah.
And I think in Naomi's case, he was the wrong person to bring her. You need momentum, you need form, you need somebody to bring you confidence. He did the opposite. And I think that has slowed down her return.
Yes.
All right, let's go number 2. Who do you got?
Oh my God, Lindell, I hope we both have the same number 2 and number 1.
I
Okay.
don't know. Okay, who do you have as 2?
Well, it starts with the letter S, and it's Simona Halep.
Ooh, we did not have the same.
Okay, let me explain quickly why I have Simona Halep as number 2 then.
Go.
For one, she did not win any slams with Patrick. Are you noticing a pattern here? And I would like to attribute, you know what I'm going to say? I would like to attribute her not winning any slams. Can you finish a sentence to her being with Patrick? Yeah. But I think what's worse is, and this is going to be something that I'm going to touch on again when I get to number 1. It's just his need for attention and self-promotion. When Simona got in trouble for the drugs, he stepped forward and he said, I was the one. Sorry, I don't want to be sued. So this is according to,
Allegedly.
This is not according to me. This is according to tennis.com. Patrick made a statement where he said, I feel responsible for what happened because it was my team who brought her the collagen. Again, according to tennis.com, not according to me. Let me just say allegedly as well, just in case. But there's just need to just like insert yourself into the spotlight. Like, oh my God. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the WTA should have investigated him because why are you and your team giving contaminated drugs to a player and then coming out to say, hey guys, it was me, I gave her the drugs. I just if I was Simona Halep, I would be so upset because that is a woman who worked very hard her entire
Yeah,
career. I remember when Simona first came out, it was her and Jeannie Bouchard. Remember that the two of
yeah,
them?
yeah. I do.
They were doing
They were
super well. And
champions.
Simona was always like in a quarterfinal, always in a semifinal, just
Yeah,
working her way up. She finally got two slams, and then
yeah,
boom, everything was
yeah.
gone. Yeah,
And she
so
was in the final against Wozniacki too, so she got to a couple like
yeah,
other finals too.
yeah. So I would say number two for those reasons, and then let me get to number one and I'll explain
That's the
why I
number one. Yeah. Well, I mean, this at this point we know, right? So
yeah.
let's talk about that too.
Oh, you want to explain why I put Serena below?
I mean, because then I'll say why, I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
I would have it inverse. But
Um.
yeah,
Okay. So Serena is the only person who won slams with Patrick. She won 10. Now, she has 23 slams in total, but 10 of those came with Patrick. Um, and I think this is where I can give Patrick a bit of credit
hmm
because Serena came to Patrick after she had lost in the first round of the French Open. And then
hmm
after working with him, she won Wimbledon. But
right.
then we have to ask a few questions, right? Number one, was it really Patrick or was it just a change of perspective? Now, we could also give him credit for the change of perspective, but
Yeah,
Serena had already won 13 slams.
she did. She did.
What is Patrick really going to tell her after she's already won 13 slams, right?
We have
But
to evolve,
it,
right? So maybe that was part of her evolution. We
yeah,
could say
yeah.
that.
I mean, but I guess what I'm asking here is, was it just that Patrick was able to speak to Serena in a way that she can understand, and then he was not able to recreate that message or that magic with anybody else?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because to
Yeah.
me, for a good teacher, you're supposed to be able to break things down for people who have different ways of learning.
Yeah.
And so we haven't really seen him being able to break things down where other students or players of his are able to like go on court and have that level of success. And then
Yeah.
sorry, the other thing I want to say is when I look at that tape of Serena and Naomi at the US Open
US Open.
final,
I was gonna bring that up.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell because I'm not in her camp, right? But when you look at the camera angles, from where Serena was standing, I believe her when she says,
You didn't see him.
I didn't see him,
Yeah.
right? Now, she also says that we don't have coaching signals, and I believe her as well, right?
Right.
They may or may not, I don't know, but I tend to believe her.
Right.
Patrick was seen in the audience doing this,
He did this.
telling
Yeah.
her to move forward, right? Now, whether she saw him or not, we don't know for a fact. But what pissed me off is after Serena cried her eyes out saying,
Yeah.
we don't have coaching signals, I didn't
He
see
denied
anything.
it. Yeah.
Patrick goes and does a press conference and says, yes, I was coaching. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And the reason I'm getting loud, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The reason I have him as number one
Yeah.
Serena's number one is because Serena has had quite a lot of outbursts in her career, but that one, as a fan of hers, is really, really hard to watch.
Right. Right.
And I think looking back on it now, it was really Serena being bewildered by the umpire because she was like, what are you talking about? And the
Right.
umpire having the perspective of like, are you crazy? I'm looking at your coach giving signals. What are you talking about? So I
Right.
honestly think both Serena and the umpire were like, are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When it was really Patrick who inserted himself in there
He
and
did. He
caused
caused it.
it
He
to go.
caused it. He caused it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
So that has to be
I
number
think
one for me.
I think that's a good take. I honestly thought you were gonna say she probably could have won more if she didn't go with him. I thought you were gonna take that angle, and that could have been a possibility. We don't know. I think to your point, they would. Serena's not gonna do anything. Serena's not. She don't
I'm
want to
sorry.
do. I said Serena's not gonna do anything Serena doesn't want to do. Right? So I would say her staying with him as long as she did, she felt like she was benefiting, and they seemed to work.
But
So that's
she did win 10 slams with him.
she did.
So
She
yeah,
did.
yeah.
So I think that's why, in my opinion, she's number two, right?
Okay.
Because I think maybe she could have won 15 if she was with somebody else, or on that time of that 2018 US Open, or 2019, 2019.
It was before the pandemic. Let's just say that.
Right, right, right. So we looked at that U.S. Open, and we're like, I think Naomi was on fire. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
knew Naomi was going to take it.
it must be, yeah.
She was the better player,
Yes.
but it didn't have to end that way, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that probably like thwarted her in the media a little bit. She
Yeah.
started to, I think it affected her a little bit mentally, and who knows what could have happened
Yeah.
post then, right? The reason why I have Halep as my number one is because he ended her career. And that's the difference. Like
I
she couldn't come back to tennis. And that was where I was like, this is where going to him was the biggest mistake of your life.
I
Serena at least one slams under him. He ended it for her. And then he went on and said, somebody on my team gave it to her. And he was like, cool with
according
that.
to tennis, according to
Go to
tennis.com.
tennis.com, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
It's to me, that is saying I have a trusted, clearly in the industry. He had so many prominent juniors, really big, Dimitrov. All of these guys went through him. A lot
Yeah.
of these people spent time at his academy. You're telling me you're gonna go at, you know, the French CVS and pick up a supplement off the
Yeah.
shelf and
Yeah.
give that to her and not have that vetted when you have had top star players come through your academy and then go on and be like, well, it was me,
Okay.
allegedly, right?
Yeah.
That is, to me, that says she was the biggest victim of his lack of being a real coach.
I could change my perspective and put her as number one because I totally understand where you're coming from, but I'm still gonna leave Serena as number one because I just think that it left such a stain on the career of the greatest of all time. You
Yeah,
know, to be
I
accused of
think
cheating
so.
in that way,
Yeah,
that's
I think we can both. I agree with that perspective because of her ceiling,
yeah,
and maybe she didn't quite get to hit her ceiling
yeah,
from being with him. I
yeah,
think she had a higher ceiling, and he could have leveled her up if he was real. If she had a real person working on real good conditioning for her, real whatever. She already won on her own, but the game was evolving.
yeah.
And a lot of Serena created the power game that all the other girls started to play. So she was playing
When
girls
when
that
when she played Naomi, she was basically playing herself
she
when she
was
was like
playing a
5 years
younger
old.
version of
Yeah,
herself. Naomi's
yeah,
hitting harder than her. She was
yeah,
hitting flatter than her.
yeah.
Like, so
Serve,
Serve was
Russian.
just as good. The mental, right? All
Yeah,
of it was like, so she created all these players. So, like, yes, you probably needed a coach to be like, Serena, this is what does it look like to play against yourself. You're going to play Madison, who's going to hit just as hard as you,
yeah,
if not harder. She started to play like Sabalenka. All this power tennis that she introduced. So, yeah, she needed to evolve. If she had a coach that understood that and helped her evolve to that level, she might have been 27, 28 slams. Who knows?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I get that perspective and I share that with you. I would just say I'm gonna stick with Simona because she's not faded into the sunset somewhere in Romania doing God knows what
That's so sad.
because of him, and it's
That's
his and he admitted it allegedly,
yeah.
but he admitted it.
According
So
to time.com.
so that's all I got. I really liked it. I think even though we didn't have our rankings match, I think we found common ground in it.
Did we
So
did.
I think that was pretty solid.
And I think the one thing we could agree on 100% is that it never ends well for anyone who goes with Patrick.
This
It
is
never does.
written in stone.
Either
This is
you're
written in
injured, you're not going to win a slam, you are going to be accused of cheating, you're going to
yeah.
get suspended for drugs. It just never ends well for anyone who goes with
Yeah.
Patrick.
If you are a player and you're like, I really want to have a short career, go to Mouratoglou Academy. Call up Patrick.
Let me take a trip to France and go to the Patrick Mouratoglou
Well,
Academy.
I mean, it's on a beautiful location. I think it's on the French Riviera.
Oh
You're
my
gonna
God.
get views on views when you're there. So, but with that, I'm gonna say this was great conversation. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to host. And I have an announcement to make. I will be starting my own podcast called the Six Love Podcast. It's gonna be like you got bageled, quit.
Oh my
That's
God,
the
Six
name.
Labs, wow, that's actually I should have
Just
thought of
kidding.
Hitler, but that's fine.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I love the theme. So I am gonna let my guest take us out today. So
Yeah, guys, as usual, thank you guys so much for tuning in. First of all, round of applause to Lindell for I cannot pronounce the word applause. Round of applause for Lindell for being such a great host today. Thank you for coming back to the podcast. We really enjoyed having
anytime.
you. And to
Anytime.
everyone else, please remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. You can find us on Spotify and you can also find us on YouTube. And remember, even if the score is 5-love, it's not over until the last point is played. See you next time.
See ya.